in the AI means they have after inputting the content, they have done the mistakes. But if we have not put the correction AI algorithm, so they may not be do the correction, but the human beings can do.
Anybody else would like to ask a question?
Anyone from the audience? Okay, so no questions? There's a no.
Often we see that the nurses who are working in the ICU for a longer period of time, they had burnout syndrome. And people who are constantly working in the healthcare system, they have stress, anxiety, sleep pattern differs, and so many things. So when we replace the AI system with the nurses, the robots doesn't have any stress syndrome or the burnout syndrome. So it is a good thing for us. Like we just have to charge them and they will work 24/7 for us. So what's the bad about them?
Thank you. But I think when suppose there is a power cut, how will you charge? Again, you will depend upon the nurses. And but even if we employ more nurses, there is no requirement for the AI machines.
Then when we are employing the more nurses, we have to pay more.
But if you will give more money to AI, it's very expensive than the nurses we hire.
Once you code the AI, then it will definitely be easy. So one-time investment, and nurses, after a certain period of time, they have to retire. After Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now I'm worried whether I will be losing my job because there are so many enthusiastic audiences saying they don't want nurses to work. Okay, we call upon the next participant. Participant number 5, who's going to speak for the topic.
Good evening, one and all. Today we are debating AI is a boon or a ban. To me, I feel it's a boon. I believe that this debate is not about a nurse competing with an AI. Here we are debating whether the nurse is existing. She is utilizing the AI or she is not in a favor of utilizing the AI. I, as a human being, have chosen to make the AI as something which will empower me. I will be using the objective data which the AI, just like the computers, long back, around 50, 60 years back, when the computers were made, that time also, I still remember that it was being said that the computer will be spreading the radiations. So you choose for sports. Whereas again, now we have reached a stage whereas we have another technology coming up. So it is to me, to what I can perceive from the topic, that it is that I have to choose whether I utilize AI for increasing the compatibility of what I am using, what I am doing, and oblique, I chose to be not utilizing it. So to me, as far as the data which I could collect, that AI has been, if I integrate AI along with my nursing skills, it can help me in a lot of ways, such as the first thing that it says that data-driven, it gives data-driven algorithms, and it gives me a continuous module for patient monitoring, such as there are AI machines which can monitor the vitals as well as sensitize me that in the coming 3 days or maybe in the 48 hours, these are the sentinel, these are the expected events, such as there are AI machines which can predict that a person who's admitted at a particular time of hospital, within 48 hours, what is the probability of that patient going into sepsis? So as a nurse, I am not fully depending that just because that the module will sensitize me that now the TLC has reached 18,000, so I have to be alert. It has already sensitized me. So my job responsibility is already, it has sensitized me. So my intention of taking care of that particular patient increases. So I believe it's a help rather than I will be taking care. The instincts means I am used to believing on my instincts, believing on the holistic way of looking after the patient. And but at the same time, when the human beings, after vigorous, I mean, they have done so much of studies, those algorithms are made with a lot of studies. So why not I give a chance for the machine which is sensitizing me? Then it says that it can give us a personalized care plans. We are already practicing those personalized care plans, but here the module can give me it can use the genomics of the patient, such as a particular drug which we are using as a hospital protocol. This AI machine can sensitize me that it is not good for the patient, or the other option
if
which
you want
is
even
possible.
conclude.
So to conclude, I would say that AI is an augmentation of my integrity, of my intelligence. It is not a threat. And as far as we are considering, it is just in a trial phase. 1 or 2 machines, which if they are employed in my ICU, they are able to, if we are able to put them in the most critical patient, why not we give a chance? Thank you.
So, ma'am, your contention is that
Sir.
there is a role for AI to help you do your current job better and more efficiently.
Yes, sir.
But how does one decide where during that entire transition will not come a point where the machine will overtake your role and you will become subservient or dependent on that machine rather than being the person in charge?
Yes, sir.
That is
So,
where the fear is.
Sir.
For those who are opposing this, the fear is that they will replace you or it will make you a little redundant.
Yes, sir. So, in fact, when we use an ECG machine, we take an ECG and it says that the patient has got there's a block. So the ultimate decision is taken by the doctor that this block does not exist. Although the machine, so the overall responsibility of taking decision about a human being lies with me. It's just something which is guiding me. It is sensitizing me. So I take that as
if the machine gives you an input which results in an adverse outcome, will you still be saying that I am to blame, or you can then take a stand saying that the machine has led me to do something? Your algorithms have created a situation where I have been told infuse 10 milligram morphine and that kill the patient. So I am truly not to blame, but the machine has to be blamed. Is that a possibility? Do you think that there will be a point of time when the entire concept of who's responsible will get shifted?
So what my intention is that once the algorithm is made, it is not made by a single individual. That's being challenged. It undergoes a lot of criticality, and then only that is being accepted. So once an algorithm is it is accepted by a forum of experts, generally the probability of that machine making a decision which is wrong means it giving a objective data that is wrong. As far as a clinician, as a clinical nurse, I am concerned, I have to trust my instincts that at a particular moment when the SpO2 monitor says the heart rate is 0, looking at the baby, I can make out that heart rate is not 0, because that is what my expertise lies in.
Anyone else likes to ask us something? Some question? Okay, if there are no questions, I call upon participant number 7 to speak against the topic. 6, okay, I'm sorry. Contestant number 6 who's going to speak against the topic.
Good evening, all dear nurses. Today, I would like to draw your attention not to a different scenario which you are listening from morning till evening only, that is artificial intelligence in nursing. Because the ever-changing world of technology, you may not be feeling the consequences of artificial intelligence, but a myth always strikes in our mind, because every coin has another side. If you are a head, I will be a tail, right? Why we are giving so much of importance to the consequences?
because we are dealing with a human life. First and foremost thing, because of the inversion of artificial intelligence in nursing, which will get hampered is human touch. Human touch is a natural essential which helps the patient to give comfort. We can calm down the patient with a human touch. If you are going to the research article, you will get almost more than 84 to 100 research article from India itself regarding the human touch. When the AI comes in play, it can be decreased or it can be eliminated. Next thing, from the first year of nursing onwards, you will be listening to do no harm. How we can don't do no harm? How it is possible? There is one thing which plays between the nurse and the patient, that is called ethics. There are three ethical principles mainly get hampered. That is autonomy, confidentiality, and accountability. Autonomy means the AI won't understand the understanding of the patient. First thing, confidentiality, the data which can be stored, which can be hacked. Third thing, the accountability. Each nurse is accountable for their small action, whether it is good or bad. Third thing, the developing country like India, the main crucial problem which we are facing is unemployment. By employing AI, our nurses, poor nurses will get unemployed. Very poor scenario. What will be their emotional status? Have you all thought about it? No. Because why? AI lacks EI. What is EI? It is emotional intelligence. AI lacks EI. So next thing which comes to the affordability and accessibility. Our India, if the poor population is not affordable for primary health care, then how they will access AI? Dear nurses, I want to tell you all one thing. When you go out of this auditorium, just remember one thing. There is nothing called high-tech, not-touch nursing. I repeat, there is nothing called high-tech, not-touch nursing. Thank you.
I think she has completed ahead of time, so you have lot of time for questioning. We expect questions from audience also.
You spoke of a potential loss of jobs for nurses.
Yes, sir.
I don't see that happening anywhere because what is your view on the demographics of the whole world? After all, most of our nurses are getting easily employed abroad with much more greater ease than doctors. So when you have a situation where you have a huge supply of nurses from India and there is a dearth of the same in the other parts of the world, why are you worried about loss of job? In fact, you lose a job here, you gain a better job outside.
So the country like abroad, the nurses have the autonomy to practice their profession with the complete dedication. But in the developing country like India, they don't have autonomy for taking a single decision, even if in our scenario also. So that's why.
So you should be welcoming AI over here so that you get a chance to do more autonomous work outside.
No, AI won't accept the autonomy of the patient, sir. It won't understand the autonomy. The patient have the complete autonomy of.
Are you worried about your autonomy or the patient's autonomy? You have to first decide.
I'm worried about both. Because when the AI comes in play, the most, I think the nurses who are in civil, if you're coming to the payment also, they are still at the fight to increase their wages. Because when it comes to the AI comes into play, they don't want the nurses. AI is not going to fight for the wages. The nurses, the human only fight for the wages.
So you're saying that when AI comes in, you're sure that you'll lose your job?
Yes, sir. Most of the nurses will lose their job.
But just now you told me that it can't be empathetic, it can't be pathetic, it can't be sympathetic, and all those thetics that you said, right? So what are you worried about?
Say the authorities
Either you say that, no, why are you assuming that the authorities are morons? Please don't assume things that are not. So you can't say that one, AI is not empathetic, it does not understand human beings, it does not like patients, it does not like people.
Doesn't have emotional intelligence.
It will change. However, it will replace her. No, it doesn't. Doesn't work that way.
Sir,
if my mother is bedridden,
comes in play, but there is something called ASI, that is artificial super intelligence. It will work like a human.
How do you know that? Is there a single AI super intelligent right now?
It is not it, but it can come. I'm telling about future.
For that matter, even catastrophe can come. None of us will be there. So you can't assume scenarios in a conversation like this that something will happen which is not here, which is not likely to happen for 50 years, but I'm going to use that situation and extrapolate it to today's argument and say, one day when the AI will become very good, I will lose my job. You're not in no danger of losing your job.
Why we all are taking vaccination? We are assuming that we will get in future. That's why, no. Otherwise, we should not get vaccinated ourselves.
Vaccination is preventive. AI is not preventive. That is the difference, right? Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else who has any questions?
Any question from